and I'm going to present you the open source Nuxeo platform, which is a platform for business application, for content-centric business application. So the company was founded 11 years ago. It's about 40 plus employees now, a dual presence in France and in the US. And we are a recent member of OW2. We joined at the beginning of the year. We are also a member of Eclipse Foundation, a contributor to 2 Apache projects, and members of Systematic Cap Digital and plus the Paris cluster for open source companies. So we are going to talk mainly about the Nuxeo platform, but it's important to understand how the platform fits within the open source, the Nuxeo solution portfolio. So you've got the basic building blocks of technology, which we call the platform. Then we've got several distribution, a packaging of this platform. And then we provide 3 what we call horizontal applications, so generic document management application or multimedia document management application. And then some other people or partners are developing a vertical application, a specific application, or they are developing a completely bespoke application for their own internal use or for their customers when they are systems integrators. And of course, we have a service offering from maintenance, support, an online IDE, and a marketplace for all the third-party contributions. So what is the Nuxeo platform? It's a set of building blocks, and these building blocks are used to create several different applications. So on the left, you've got the default interface for Nuxeo document management, and on the right, you've got the default interface for the digital asset management applications. These are 2 different applications, but they are based on largely common blocks. So the platform provides a set of services, a set of technical services, but that are, of course, focused on our domain, the enterprise content management domain. So we store document, we have workflows on document, we've got, of course, search and indexing, security, etc. We also provide building blocks for UI. So everything in the Nuxeo user interface is actually declared using a declarative language and can be customized, or you can use also the default Java template language to create your application with Nuxeo. We provide several high-level frameworks, and we provide, as I said, several prepackaged business applications. So what's in it for you? If you're a Java developer, you can use Nuxeo by using its service APIs. You have support for several client technologies, from desktop web to mobile web to a rich internet application or RCP-based application. Everything is modular using a plugin system, which is based on OSGI. And we also provide several testing frameworks, including a unit testing framework. And if you're a systems integrator, if you don't want to program that much in Java, but really want just to assemble the building blocks, so you can configure Nuxeo using XML files or using an online configuration tool, or you can use the web services APIs to integrate Nuxeo with other parts of your information system. And of course, we support several standards, including the CMIS, the Content Management Interoperability Standard, or the Open Social Standard for social applications. We also provide tools, build tools based on Maven, 2 different kinds of development tools, one which is for systems integrator, which is web-based, and we call it Nuxeo Studio, and the other one, which is quite recent, it was released at the beginning of the month, and we call it Nuxeo IDE, and it's based on Eclipse. And then several testing tools. Some of them you can use even outside of Nuxeo, like the popular FunkLoad web testing tool. maybe you want to take over?
Okay, so the content repository, that's our main job, basically. But I'm going to explain you what's a document. Well, you could see a document just as one file. That's the left part. Or you can see it in Nuxeo as a file with several metadatas. For instance, we have the creation date, the modification date, the author, the address, the life cycle, etc. So that's what we stored in Nuxeo. This document can be seen as a set of schemas. And in a schema, you have all your metadata, like a date or any string or Boolean or double integer or whatever. It also supports inheritance, so you have a command document, and then you have a file that's extending a command document. You have a note document that extends document, etc. And to each document, you can associate a lifecycle. For instance, the default lifecycle, you create a document, it's a project state, and then you can delete it, so it's in the deleted state. The other thing about the document is it can have facets. It can be just a flag. For instance, you have the folder-ish facet, which means the document contains other documents. Or you could associate different schemas with facet. It also supports mixins. Well, the difference between facet and mixins is you can add mixin during the life of a document. It doesn't have to start with a facet. You can add it whenever you want during its life cycle. We also provide security features based on ACL, that's access control list, and pluggable security policy. For instance, if you want to base your security on the document metadata instead of the usual ACL with user and groups and permissions. So once you've stored all those documents into Nuxeo, what you provide, of course, is a way to get them, to search them. So we have two different query systems. The original one was Nuxeo QL, and then we have the CMISQL. So it lets you search for keywords or also do full text search depending on what databases you use with Nuxeo. You can also use reporting with BERT because everything in Nuxeo is stored in a SQL database. So it's not, well, we used to use GCR, which is like a black box, but Nuxeo, we use VCS, something that we've developed that is way more transparent than was GCR, so you can plug any SQL reporting tool you want. We also provide versioning features, very basics, like you can configure the policy or how you want to store the different versions. So if I do a minor incrementation, so we use, it was on 0.0 version, it will be on 0.1 version. And all of this is configurable. And so to store all that, as I said, we use VCS for Visible Content Store, which means native SQL. And we basically, you can plug any database you want. So we provide only, for the moment, PostgreSQL, Oracle, MySQL, MS SQL, H2, and Derby as the default database, but you could plug maybe MongoDB or any other NoSQL database you want. We also have a storage adapter. So when you store binaries in Nuxeo, you store them usually on the file system. You can also store them on S3, or you could store them on anything you want. You just have to write the storage adapter for that. Oops. Okay, I'll be quick on the advanced features. It's built for performance. So with VCS, you have lazy loading, prefetching, cache, and the blob streaming. So that all the APIs you use already take care of that. You don't have to do this. We have transaction management, an event system that you can plug, for instance, on JMS, the Java messaging service. We handle snapshot of your VCS and of the data. Automatic deduplication, that means that every binary you will put in Nuxeo will have footprints, and so you won't have any double in your database. And you can do hot backup with Nuxeo, so we think that's pretty cool. So that was the consent repository. Now you can see Nuxeo as a platform, as a service platform. So the different way you have to use Nuxeo, you have all of the Java API, the common Java API. You also have the services API. So we have Java or REST for with JAX-RS, or SOAP web service with JAX-WS, or even AMF in Flash with we choose Granite data services. And so that's the service API, and we have some more content-oriented API. For instance, you have Stéphane talked about this CMIS. You can use a Nuxeo server as a Windows SharePoint server, or you can use WebDAV to put your documents on Nuxeo. And then that's something that we've developed because we wanted to have something easier, a bit more high level than all the REST API. So we have the automation API. Basically, it's an automation chain is a set of small operations, small units of business code that you can chain to each other, and then call using the REST API or using Nuxeo Studio, which is our sort of a web IDE to configure Nuxeo.